Hello everyone, welcome to ALSLEE. Today's video lesson is totally dedicated to general training IELTS students. Actually, I have started an IELTS General Training Task 1 series where I'll share all ins and outs of writing a high band score letter. Starting with its introduction, where I'll discuss about the structure and appropriate tone used in letters, and then next, I'll cover the formal and informal expressions that can help you in expressing different kinds of feelings, like complaining, requesting, inviting, giving feedback, and many more. And next, I'll share some sample letters where I'll show how I generate my ideas and put them on the paper. So let's get started with part 1 of this series. See, here is the sample question where general instructions are already given. It says you should spend about 20 minutes on this task, and here write at least 150 words. Here focus on this word at least. See, it shows that the minimum words should be 150, right? Not exact 150. So you can write nearly 160 or 170 words for good band score. And if we talk about types of letters, they can be formal, semi-formal, and informal ones. See, a formal letter is the one that you want to write to an unknown person or someone who is at a higher or respectable position than you. And informal letters are the one that you write to your friend, family member, neighbor, colleague, or classmate. See, there is not a big difference between formal or semi-formal because in both types we use the same language tone. So don't be confused here. Just remember two types of letters, formal ones and informal ones. Okay, now the question is, how can I write an effective structured letter? For this, you can follow this structure. The first thing is the opening line, and then you can give your reason for writing the letter, and then you can write the 3 paragraphs to describe the bullet points that are given in the given question. Okay? Then you can close your letter by putting down the closing line, or we could say the time for signing off, right? And then you can put your name. See, be very careful here. Don't put any artificial name here. Just write down your own name. It sounds more natural. Okay? Okay, when we write opening line in informal, we start with dear. Okay, like this. And then we put name next to it. It could be dear David, dear Amy, anything could be there. Okay, you can put the Indian names also. It's not necessary that you have to put the foreigner names only. If we talk about the formal ones, then we start with dear sir or madam. Like this, as you can see in this picture. See, in exam paper, these opening lines are already given. So it becomes easy to identify whether the letter is formal or informal one. Okay? See, when you write dear sir or madam, where you don't know their names, then always put yours faithfully in closing line. Okay, and if you know their names, then you can use yours sincerely or kind regards while signing off. And for informal letters, you can sign off by writing regards, all the best, keep in touch, and take care. Okay, now when it comes to writing the reason in your letter, for formal one, you can begin with I am writing this letter to express, I am writing this letter with regard to, the thing that you want to describe here. Okay, it depends on the purpose of your letter, right? Whether you are complaining, giving suggestion, or requesting. And if we talk about the informal letter, then you can start with these expressions. Great to hear that you are coming for a visit, or I hope you are in the pink of your health, or you could say, hey, I hope you are cool. See, I would say in informal letters, it is good idea to use contractions. Contractions means the short form. For example, we have written here you are. It is the short form of you are. So be very careful here, okay? See, writing in a proper tone is very important in IELTS letters. Sometimes what happens, some students make the mistake of being too polite in a complaint letter, or they become too aggressive in the same. For example, if you are asked to write a complaint to your travel agent who booked the hotel where you faced the problem of accommodation and extra meal charges, your tone should not be too polite or too offensive. Like this: I would be really grateful if you take action against it and clarify all the services and charges with your associate hotel. I believe you will refund all the extra costs that I have incurred. See, you can't be too polite here when you are complaining about something, right? And here travel agent has deceived you, so the language here is not appropriate for the situation. And yeah, you can't be too aggressive also. Like this: being a travel agent, you should clarify all the services and charges with your associate hotels beforehand. If my problem will not be solved and you will not refund all the extra cost that I have incurred, I'll sue you. See here, I'll sue you means I'll take legal action against him, right? It is the another way to say I'll see him in a court. As you can see here, this language seems too aggressive or offensive and bit harsh too, right? That's why I have said that we don't have to be too polite and too offensive. So its appropriate language should be: I strongly assert that it is totally unfair to mint the money by hoodwinking. Being a reputed travel agent, you must clarify all the services, facilities, and charges with your associate hotels so that you can provide optimum satisfaction to your clients. I'm enclosing the bills of the hotel for your reference. I expect that you will compensate all the extra costs that I have incurred. See, we were not too polite and not too aggressive here, right? We expressed our dissatisfaction here in a very decent way so that we can compel him to take the action. Okay? Now I am ending the part 1 of this series here and hope you found this lesson helpful. I'll meet you in my next video with General Training Task 1 series part 2. Till then, keep learning, keep improving, and keep watching this space.